Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. It is the weekend, which means it is Indie Comic Weekend. Now if you're new here, every weekend we cover a new indie comic just to give a spotlight on these amazing artists, on everything that they're doing out there. And if you caught my video earlier in the week, I promised a giveaway. And so we will be giving away a signed copy of this comic to one of our subscribers. Now stay tuned till the end, and I will reveal exactly who our winner is. Now today, we're going to be diving into Area 51, the Helix Project. Now this is an indie comic coming from Pocket Watch Press. And the writer and creator is Trevor Fernandes Lenkiewicz. Interior and cover artist is Marcelo Salaza. Color artist, Marcio Freire. Now, I have to say, this comic is really awesome. I do enjoy a good sci-fi comic, and that's exactly what this is. This takes us to Area 51, seemingly during the era of the Cold War. You know, and most people are familiar with Area 51 and the alien conspiracies, the government cover-ups, everything that surrounds that particular situation. And so I take this comic as a, what if Area 51, what if the conspiracies and everything, what if they were true? And so without further ado, let's dive into this issue. So this issue picks us up in New York City. And we're getting dialogue from our what seems to be our main character. Now, it could alter throughout the next couple issues, but this one's really focusing on Kent. Now, Kent is roughly a teenager, maybe late teen, somewhere in there, living in New York City. And he's giving us some narration, some dialogue here. You know, there's something powerful about a symbol, he says. The world embraces so many of them, especially when they look like you. And this is when we pan over and we see Super Comics, which has Superman from one of the original issues, which is really awesome. And there's also a little throw in here for AJ's Comics, which is what the writer and creator, you know, has been using it as one of their comic stops. So it's really cool to see, you know, those couple drop-ins there. But the big question really lies in what happens when those symbols don't look like us. When they look like aliens, when they look like monsters, when they look like something that we don't accept because it's not what we are. And we have Kent walking through the city, and he's really seeming just like a nobody. Not necessarily in the ways that he's a loser or anything like that, but you're in New York City and you're a pin in a haystack. You know, the city is so ginormous. You have bricks stacked on top of one another until it's almost suffocating. And he has a very cynical outlook on life, or at least it is what it seems to be so far. And as he makes his way back home, he's greeted at the door by his mother. And after a long day at work, he's not really even wanting to talk, and he just goes straight to his bed. And days like this he says, are days that he misses his father. You know, they'd always gotten through everything together. And this is when we cut to 19 years ago. And I really like this aspect of it because we get a Sin City noir type feel to it. And it's really awesome. I love how this comic is semi-noir. But we see a young boy, Kent, and his father walking through the streets. A girl standing in the street, almost getting hit by a car. His father runs, tries to save the little girl. And what we see is him transform into whatever alien landed on Earth. And though he did something heroic, people don't know what to think of this. And you have a police officer that draws his 38 special. And as Kent's father tries and pleads with the police officer, letting him know, like, I'm not a danger, I'm not here to hurt you. I was just trying to save that young girl. She just needed my help. But the officer doesn't give him any time. And in an instant, pulls the trigger and literally blows Kent's father's top back. And this is where we cut back over to Kent in his room, sitting, reminiscing. And then he plays the same routine, day after day. It's always the same. And this is where he picks up on the roof, and he stands on the ledge. And it really seems like he's ready to end it. This world has been cruel and unfair and unforgiving. It's taken his father right in front of his eyes. And it wasn't because of cancer or something of that nature. His father was doing the right thing, regardless of what he was or who he is, or what color his skin is, or what gender he is. At the end of the day, he was literally there just to help somebody. And this police officer, out of fear, pulled that trigger and led to a cascading of events that caused this young boy Kent to grow up with such a cynical outlook on life. And as he stands on this ledge, his mother comes up and tells him that he has a letter, that it was delivered by a private carrier. Opening this letter up, it reads that I was there the day they stole your soul. Let's get it back. See you Sunday. I'll come to you. And his mother asks what the letter is, and he disregards it as nothing, just spam mail. But he cuts over, and we see him investigating further on the suspicion of his father, because there is no record of his father dying that day. And though, you know, it's not necessarily should be in the news. Back at that time frame, police officer shooting someone in broad daylight, that's more than likely going to end up in some kind of news clipping somewhere. And so he's searching and searching, and he ends up falling asleep and wakes up to the sound of knocking. And this knocking is the individual that said he was going to meet him. Now, picking up at an undisclosed location somewhere in a mountain range area, we have a military base and General Winters. And they seem to be doing some kind of top secret stuff going on, because he's got to really pass through some security just to enter into this room. And coming into this room, we find out that the transplant of a micrograft was a success. And sequence verification should be accounted for by the lane leukocyte antigen. And so this seems to be stage 1 of whatever the Helix Project is. And this individual that they're experimenting on looks almost human, but we can only assume that this individual is not. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think. Personally, I absolutely loved it. I think the artwork was freaking top-notch, like literally top-notch. The shadowing, the colors, the semi-noir feel to it, the black and white with the red really just accents so well. Like top-notch, top-notch. God, I cannot say it enough, guys. I love the artwork in this. Now, for the storyline, I really did enjoy it. You know, we got a lot of references to modern day culture, to modern day society, and it really has you wanting more. Like, what is next? What is going to happen? Is he an alien? Is his mother an alien? Was his father anything special about an alien? What are their abilities? If they have any abilities whatsoever. Like, there's so many questions left unanswered. But all in all, I have to say that this comic was freaking outstanding. I highly recommend that you guys check it out. Go buy this comic. I'll leave a link in the description. Go ahead, go buy it. Now, for the giveaway, I have a signed copy specifically to a Comic Breakdown subscriber. And so today, that comic is going to be going to username OG. OG has been a long time subscriber to this channel since the beginning. He has been super active and commenting and discussing the comic, talking with other people, liking the videos, been there every freaking step of the way, so I can think of no better person for this giveaway to go to than one of our longtime loyal subscribers, OG. Now, from now on, if we do have another giveaway, it will be at random, so anybody and everybody will have a chance to win whatever we give away. If you guys have not yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and until the next issue.